key elements, and then there will be an analysis of story. So, movie Ocean shows Al Gofta. It was released in 2011, directed by Magdalena Radsheva, and it's a nice piece of work. And it's a biopic set in 40s about a doctor, Dr. Romanov, who is a student of famous Dr. Stanichev, who was shot dead by People's Court, which is a part of, I think, Nazi group. And later, even the student was sent to Varna. That was a different city in Bulgaria. Earlier, he was in Sofia. And it was shown in the movie that how life is different when he was away from his own loved ones, and how life is different, how life becomes more challenging for the doctor. And he's then quite lifeless and not so joyful. And then the story moves toward, all of a sudden, to some different objects, to some different subjects, namely Dikran, who is an Armenian guy, quite passionate for his profession and is untiring, but at the same time he's at an age when doubtful thoughts about him arises, whether why he's not married yet, and if he is attracted to the same sex. But give me one second. And people known to him, they persuade him to marry by giving him some perks. But little did everybody know that he was secretly committed to a girl he met at a circus show. And at the end, it is shown that how difficult it became for the doctor to save the dying Dikran, and how he is only dependent on hope. But the good Dikran was saved by unseen love and invisible prayers by her girlfriend. And this is how movie ended with a happy ending. Now the creative elements, I think there are some scenes that everybody of you remember that it was a narrative style of story. Though this is quite common in the biopics and documentary movies that they use this narrative style, and movie was moving in two different backgrounds, one the narration part and second the biopic part. So this part was quite compared to a journey that the author is, that the narrator is narrating the movie in a different style while he was climbing the mountain. That shows that how life is becoming hard for him, and how each step that he's taking in that ice, it was compared with that ice that, the harsh voice of ice was compared with how harsh every single step is while he's moving towards life, and while he's moving towards the end of his life. And there were some hidden truth which was depicted by the director in the movie that nobody knew, that Dikran loved this girl, which emerged at the end of the movie. But however, there was a little hint given by the director that he is committed. So how it was depicted in the beginning, when he was while photographing at the poolside, or he catch up with a couple, and he offered them to photograph. So later on, what happens is the same lady came to him for the photograph, and at that time he was able to gauge that this lady has not come to me for a photograph or something like that, and it was also indicated by his mother. So this was the part that director was emphasizing on, that he has a secret love affair, but somehow we as an audience, we take it as a different manner, not even going towards that way. And another part is the story focus. It could have been about the works of the doctor, his life, how life is moving in between the medicines and everything, the kind of magics that he has brought to life. But despite this fact that, as we have discussed it earlier, the story focus was on a love life, and how the love life was related to his own life. And this is how this is a perfect combination of a love story and a biopic. And obviously there were surprises in the movie, because the same woman was visiting his studio, and a girlfriend about which nobody knew, and who emerged at the end of the story, and a life-saving experience for the doctor itself, Dr. Romanov, which he never expected before this. And there was also a symbolic scene, the boat scene. I don't know how everybody of you interpreted, but according to me, in that boat scene, that actress who was in love with the Armenian camel master, she was imagining this scene that if not in this life, I'm not with with Dikran, then maybe in somebody else's life, maybe in the second birth, maybe she'll be with somebody else, but not so happy. And this was shown by Dikran, eyes were closed, and it was shown that if not in this birth he's going to be happy with me, then later in his life he's not going to be that much happy as he could have been with me.